Everyone were disturbed when President Trump announced the movement of the location of embassy. You are surprised by this reaction?
I wasn't surprised because he had promised to do this in his election campaign, and he did what he promised. He did the right thing because it's absurd to maintain after 3,000 years since King David established Jerusalem as our capital, and 70 years that it's been the capital of the modern Jewish state, that Jerusalem is not our capital. President Trump was saying the obvious. I'm glad he basically said what everybody knows to be true. He just had the courage to say it.
And yet, what is surprised it? UN reaction?
No, people sometimes...
Arab reaction?
No, I didn't see
European response?
Yeah, well, I didn't see such a great, powerful reaction in the Arab capitals, on the contrary. Maybe there was more reaction in some of the European capitals than in the Arab capitals. But I think that sometimes people have accepted lies. You know, there's a common lie that you shouldn't say that Jerusalem is Israel's capital, and people just repeat it on and on until someone has the courage to say that the emperor is naked. You know, where's this interview being taking place? Where? You tell me. In Jerusalem. This is the Prime Minister's office.
Yes.
In Jerusalem. The Knesset, our parliament, is right next to it. In Jerusalem. The Supreme Court of Israel is a few blocks away. In Jerusalem. This is where the seat of government is, will remain, and therefore it's preposterous to assume otherwise.
But, for a moment, only Guatemala, with U.S. announced the public, would move the embassy to the Jerusalem.
I think many countries will follow. We're talking to quite a few of them.
How?
How do we talk to them?
Yeah.
That's easy. We talk to them. But I think there is an interest in several countries to do the same, and when the U.S. moves its embassy, I expect other countries to follow suit.
European countries?
Some too, yes.
Why do things move so slowly?
Why does it take slow? It takes time until people adjust to new realities. That's true in everything. But I think this is unstoppable. Soon you'll have more countries, and after that more countries. It's just coming to grips with reality.
You have recently discussed with President of Romania, Mr. Klaus Iohannis. Mr. President made a statement, but it's not clear what has been decided.
Well, I don't normally relate things that I discuss with the heads of state, but I appreciate the friendship of President Iohannis and the people of Romania. By the way, through successive administrations, I have to say, very strong partnership and very strong friendship. But some of it is based on being discreet. So I'm being discreet now.
Romania moved the embassy?
You'll have to ask that President Iohannis, and I hope it does soon. Oh. But I can say it's a hope. It's not something that I can express beyond that.
Romania has a strategic partnership with USA and Israel. And in Romania, many politicians speak about lawyer.
I don't think Romania needs a lawyer. I don't think anybody needs a lawyer. I think you need to make the American people aware of the friendship with the U.S. and the sharing of democratic values. Israel is doing that systematically over the years, and American support for Israel has never been stronger. It's very strong in the people, So you want, Americans appreciate democracy. Romania is a democracy, and it shares many, many values with the United States. Get the story out. And we, by the way, we say these things freely in the United States. We speak highly of all our friends in the world.
You have here a strong community in Romania, for Romania.
Wonderful community.
Your doctor is from...
Yeah, my doctor is. So you must understand that I must trust Romanians very, very much, otherwise I wouldn't let my personal doctor treat me. I'm saying that as a joke, but it's not a joke. It's a real friendship between all Israelis and those Israelis who came from Romania. It's a highly, highly appreciated and loved community in Israel.
But the level economic exchange is too low.
For whom?
Romanian?
For Romanian Jews here in Israel?
No.
Their economic status is very good.
No, between countries. Between countries.
Between the countries?
It's too low.
You mean the level of commerce and trade?
Yes.
I agree. It should be bigger. There were many Israeli investments in Romania over the years, but I agree that we should increase our trade. I'd like to see more Romanian tourists come here. They should come and visit Israel, both as a modern state and also as the Holy Land, where the origins of Christianity are. I think this is something that will excite their imagination, the future and the past together.
The American and the Russian say that ISIS was defeated in the civil war in Syria. Does Israel feel the same way?
It's largely true. It hasn't been fully done yet, but it's on the verge of doing that. Israel contributed to the defeat of ISIS in many ways. And one of the ways that we've helped is by giving superb, I would say unmatched intelligence to many, many countries, dozens of countries, probably foiling over 30 terrorist attacks, some of them enormous terrorist attacks. So, and many of them directed at Europe. So Israel has helped in that. But, you know, we have to make sure that two things don't happen. One, that ISIS establishes a new base. Israel is also very, very instrumental in preventing a new base being formed for ISIS in the Middle East. And the second is that Iran is replacing ISIS. And Iran is much more dangerous than ISIS, and we have to stop that too.
Recently, in your press statement with President Mike Pence, you have declared that Iran poisoning in the Middle East. What is the poison and the mechanism?
Tyranny, aggression, theocracy, terror. That's the mechanism. They're basically devouring countries, sending their terrorists everywhere in the Middle East and beyond the Middle East. And that's something that should be stopped now. If we learned anything from the history of the last century, is that when you have extreme, radical, violent ideologies, nip them at the bud. Don't let them spread, because at the end, everybody pays the price.
One more question. US very present in social media. It's a magical solution for leaders, for modern leaders.
What, the social media?
Yeah, you is very present.
Well,
Facebook,
you know,
Twitter.
For those who have a very favorable press, it's not necessary. I don't have a very favorable press in Israel, so it is necessary. But I also enjoy it. You know why? It gives me the opportunity to make contact with not only with the public in Israel, which I deeply value, but also with people from around the world, from Europe, from India, from Latin America, North America, obviously. But it's a way of having a direct dialogue with people. And not only that you can speak directly to them, they can speak directly to you. They can tell you, we like this, we don't like that. I'm glad to say that most of the things that I put on are met with a very favorable response. You know who else I speak to? The people of Iran. I speak to them directly. And because we don't have a quarrel with the people of Iran, we have a quarrel with the regime in Iran that torments these people. And I was surprised to see, well before the recent protests, that the messages that I was giving to the people of Iran on the social media were received with great enthusiasm and often with great courage. People would identify themselves by name. So through the social media, the response to to these brief videos that I put on, I could see that something was taking place in Iran. And I think this is, with all the ills of social media, and they have many, the benefits, if they're open to open discourse, I think the benefits are very great. And that they should be kept open and free.
Some words for Romanian people?
Well, in Israel, we love Romania. We love the people of Romania. Come and visit Israel. We've had the Jewish people in Romania have a history of many centuries. Romania was the only country during the Cold War that always kept relations with Israel. You have hundreds of thousands of Israelis of Romanian descent. We're like a human bridge here. Israelis come to Romania, and I hope Romanians will come to Israel in greater numbers. There's a natural friendship and sympathy between our countries. We can do a lot together.
Thank you for this.
Thank you.